And he looks over and everyone, Bill, Mr. Murray, will you sign? Da, da, da. Starts walking towards us. And I was like, oh, wow. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he goes, put the pens away. It ain't happening. You. And he's pointing right at me. He said, and he holds up the Bible. He said, this might be the most special gift I've ever received.
Wow.
I've tried not to cry looking through this, and I'm trying not to cry now.
All right, Dylan, tell me how you shared the gospel with Bill Murray, because that was the first way I found out about you. And, he's in What About Bob? He's in Ghostbusters. Everybody, I think, if you like comedy, you know who Bill Murray is.
Right.
Caddyshack.
So it's a Cinderella story.
Groundhog's Day. So, yeah, tell us how that happened.
So, yeah, it was, Bill is somebody, again, I've got to quit saying that, I don't think I'll ever be able to reach this person because, I mean, if God wants it to happen, there will be a way.
Absolutely.
To misquote Jeff Goldblum, the gospel finds a way. You can.
We got to talk about him. We got to talk about him too.
We definitely got to talk about old Jeffy. But so Bill Murray. Anybody who is a fan of Bill, you know he's kind of a lovable curmudgeon. He is not Mr. Friendly. He is very real, which I would rather be around somebody who's real than somebody who's fake.
Sure.
There are several celebrities that I've been around that I'm like, you are as fake as a $3 bill, and I don't even know if I've met the real you.
Yeah.
I'd rather, if you're not nice, just don't be nice. Even though I would prefer you be nice. But
don't be nice, but I prefer it.
Yes. So Bill this year has gone out doing jazz concerts, and it's just basically a cover band with some of his friends, and they do classic rock. I mean, it was advertised as a jazz thing. I looked at some videos, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's just a classic rock cover band, and he's fine. And I've found a lot of actors pursue doing that because it's like, oh, this is just something different than being an actor. I can do music. I can just have some fun with my friends, travel the country, and people will pay to see me because I'm Bill Murray. So he offered a meet and greet package, and I looked at it, and I was like, that is a perfect opportunity to talk to Bill. There is no probably other way I'll ever be able to reach Bill except that.
Yeah.
And I just kind of sat there for a second, and my wife's like, why have you not gotten it? I said, I don't know. It's Bill. and she's like, this is somebody you've talked about before. You're going to regret it. Just do it. What have you? She is. I'm telling you.
You have a good wife.
I love my wife so much.
Awesome.
She is such a help to me in my ministry. Wife. I was about to say what?
Me too. I mean, my wife. That's what I'm trying to say. That sounded bad.
No, I don't know where this ministry would be without her.
Yeah.
She's the best. Anyway, she said, "What do you have to lose?" She is always such a good advocate, and just whether that's street evangelism or celebrity evangelism, it's like, what's the worst case scenario? And
exactly.
And that's really what this whole ministry is, besides the gospel founded upon. The worst I'm going to hear is no.
Yeah.
I think people would be shocked if they actually pursued certain things and realized, oh, wait, it would have been a yes or whatever.
Yeah.
So I got the meet and greet ticket for Bill, and every professional autographer and anybody who'd ever been around Bill that I knew were telling me, don't do it. He is awful. He will throw the gift across the room. You're going to tick him off. It's not worth it. So I'm like, thanks for the encouragement, guys. And I went to Atlanta, and I was a nervous wreck.
Yeah, of course.
And
it's understandable.
I was around back, just parked in the parking lot, and Bill comes out the back door. And I was like, why is he coming out the back door?
Yeah.
And so I got out I opened my car door, and I said, Mr. Murray. And he goes, where? And goes back in. And I was like, that was the most Bill Murray thing I've ever seen. Oh, then there's a couple professional autographers, and I'm standing back there, and I'm like, so meet and greet says we're supposed to check in between 6 and 7. It's like 5:55.
Yeah.
And I was like, is he about to leave right now? Like, I don't understand what's going on. So I'm standing back there, and I'm kind of talking to a few of the guys. And then I see these people walking around from the front with their, like, this lanyard and an event poster. And I said, oh, did you guys already check in? Oh, we just got our photo with Bill. What? Yeah, he's almost done. Oh, man, I mean, I ran like a madman.
Wow.
But, again, God had this worked out so perfectly.
Yeah.
So here's every detail of this story. So I get up to the front. I'm out of breath. I am not a break dancer like yourself. I am not in great physical shape. I just ran about a quarter of a mile as fast as Tom Cruise does for like 10 minutes in Mission Impossible. And I'm up there. My nerves are completely shot. And I'm like, I'm here to check in for the meet and greet. Here's my ID. And
I was like, calm down, man.
yeah, because I mean, well, you had to go through security and
of
stuff
course.
to get in. And I had Barney Fife, of course, at the door.
Oh, gosh.
And he's like, well, what's that? What's that in your hand? It's a gift bag. You can't bring that in here. And I'm like, oh, you better believe I'm bringing that in here. Because again, just like I told you, he can tell me no. You're not going to tell me no for him. He's going to tell me
The
no.
mall cop?
Yes, exactly. And yeah, a lot of these people that have security on the back of their shirt, I'm like, it's okay, Paul. Just calm down. But good old Paul Blart. But
That's what I was thinking of.
so I said, what are you talking about? And in my mind, I'm like, how am I going to get around this? And he goes, it's against our policy. I said, so this is the venue in Atlanta is the Tabernacle. I said, so the Tabernacle has a no gift policy. Yes. I said, can you show that to me?
Yeah.
Well, not right now. I said, okay, well then I don't believe it. Well, you just have to take my word for it. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I keep trying to walk through, and like I said, I'm in panic mode because I'm like, everything I'm doing right now
It's being shut down.
being shut down. And I'm even like, if I were to take just the letter out and put it in my jacket pocket, he's going to see it and shut that down now.
Right.
Because there's no big crowd to distract or anything. And he's just, harping on me. And I eventually just walk through the metal detector. And I hear them doing, they're like, is there anybody else? And I'm like, yes, hang on, I'm coming. And my nerves are shot.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, just let me go, man. You can't give him that gift. I said, how about this? I'll wrap it up in my jacket because I was wearing this jacket. And he goes, I don't know about that. Just leave it with me. I said, no. I said, are you the coat check guy? No. I said, okay, well, you're not going to be watching it. This is a very valuable gift, which it is. It's priceless.
Absolutely.
I said, it's a very valuable gift, and I can't risk something happening to it. Well, if you're not going to give it to him, what are you going to do with it? I said, I could take it back. Good. Not going to.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know. I said, how about this? I will wrap it in my jacket, and that's where it'll stay as I walk through the lobby. You notice I said as I walk through the lobby.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm going to create a false security in your mind. And he goes, okay, you better keep that in your jacket. I said, I will. And then I muttered under my breath until I see Bill.
Yeah.
So I get in there, and it's Bill's manager, and there's Bill. And as I'm rounding the corner, I hear Bill, can I go take my nap before the show now? And the guy's like, there's one more guy. Oh, joy. Just the most Bill Murray.
Oh, yeah.
And so I've got the jacket. Hi, Mr. Murray. How are you doing today, sir? No, I'm doing fine. And so I just grab the handle of the gift bag, drop my jacket, and start walking towards him. Then Bill's manager goes, hey, no, we don't accept gifts. And I was like, shoot. It was more Bill's people than it was the venue. But again, I'm like, I'm going to get it in front of Bill.
Yep.
So I la-di-da-da-di-di-di, just walked straight to Bill. Shook his hand. I said, it is an absolute honor to meet you. I have loved you for years. And
did you say, I'm sailing?
well, I was wearing the right shirt to say that.
Yep.
And he took a picture of my shirt. He said, that's my favorite What About Bob shirt I've seen in years. And
what was the shirt? Explain.
It said, don't hassle me, I'm local. My wife had gotten it for me for Christmas.
That's great.
And I said, I wanted to tell you the reason I came to meet you today is because I love and care about you and your soul. And I wanted to give you this gift.
Yeah.
I don't really accept gifts. I said, I tell you what, why don't you look at it? And if you don't want it, I'll take it back. No hurt feelings.
Yeah.
Do I have time to look? And his manager goes, he's the last one. Well, I guess I got time, which again, I'm like, everything worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
There was no rush. So he pulled out Jesus is greater than religion first. And he goes, well, that's interesting. And I said, that goes in line with your quote about religion. I have a quote about religion? I said, yes. I said, it's, and he said, I don't remember ever making a quote about religion.
Yeah.
So I had my phone in my pocket, and I'd saved it recently, and I was like, right here. And it's in like one of those Facebook quote formats where he was talking about he's not against God, he's against organized religion. And he said, oh, that looks like from somebody's mom's Facebook. I do remember saying that. I have said that. And of course, you believe everything you read on the internet. I said, oh, of course. He said, no, I'm very much against religion, but I grew up Catholic. But wow, that's an interesting book. And then he pulled out the Bible with his name on it, and he goes, oh my goodness. He looks at his manager and he goes, you were trying to keep me from getting this. And he said, you're the one who said no gifts, Bill. He said, nah, it's just the weird gifts nobody wants. This is a beautiful gift. And he said, wow. And he just kind of kept looking at it. He goes, this is very special. Thank you. I accept it.
Wow.
I really appreciate it. And he said, thank you so much. And we took the photo, and he said, so what's your favorite movie of mine? I said, what about Bob? And he, oh yeah, that was great, harassing Richard Dreyfuss. And then
both on and off camera.
Yes. So I left. Well, I'm still parked around back. There's like, at this point, 30, 40 autograph guys back there. And I just kind of blended in with them because I'm like, I'm just going to stand here. I'm just curious what happens. And I was talking to a couple people I recognized. Bill comes out like 15 minutes later. One hand he's got the gift bag. Another hand he's got the Bible.
Wow.
I know you went to a lot of trouble to get me this. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Got in the car and left. And
wow.
I was just standing
Praise
there like,
God.
Who would have ever thought? Yeah. And, I of course was calling all of my professional friends. I was like, you will not believe what just happened. And one of them was like, I just talked to one of the Atlanta guys. Holy cow. And I'm like, you never know. And that's why I'm a firm believer of whenever God lays somebody on your heart, no matter how hardened their heart may seem, the worst they're going to say is no.
Yep.
And you would rather know this side of heaven I did what I could do than to wait until it's too late.